Good morning, YouTubers. Rebecca Roy here.
And I'm Pamela Tiernan, and we are the Sisters of the Crystal Ball. Woohoo! Okay.
We've been getting some messages. I actually channeled us this morning. This afternoon. I actually channeled us. Why is it doing that?
I don't know.
I want the crystal ball in there.
Yep, I can just see the top of her.
Okay. Look, she has waves going through her.
Yes, she does.
Oh, they do. They do. They're in us.
That's right.
Yes. So we've got some really good messages. So the first message that I got was that they were talking about Ukraine and Russia and Iran and Israel fighting in the wars. And we have to stop thinking about these kind of things in 3D. We have to start thinking about them in 5D solutions. And they have given us tools, like when you take a deep breath in and calm yourself and realign yourself, that's a tool. And when you start having a 3D thought, think of it like a tab on your computer and just say, nope, that's a 3D tab. I need a 5D tab. And a 5D tab is based on love. So how could we fix this problem with love? Well, we can send love. And I know this is going to sound crazy, but we can send love to Russia and Ukraine and send love to Iran and Israel. Don't pick sides, because everyone is suffering through this, everyone. And so if we send love to all of it, then the vibration will be raised and the situation will improve. The more people that send that love, the situation will be raised up in vibration, and maybe they'll just change their mind and decide, well, you know what? I don't really want to blow that up. Maybe we can get into some talks and figure this out.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I just got as a thought, I think it's probably from Mariah, but Mariah was telling me, and I know this might sound a little strange, but my husband and I love each other so much. We're twin flames. And I was just thinking, if he and I give each other a hug and we go right into our hearts and think about how much we love each other, and then we're touching like this, chest to chest, that it will expand the love in our hearts enormously. And then we could send the love to all these places and help them to come to a peaceful solution to all these conflicts. And that's what Mariah just told me. So I'm going to try that tonight and we'll see
I
what happens.
love that. I love that. I absolutely love that, Pam.
I
And
do too.
it brought me to whenever I hug my husband and he tries to give me a quick one, I'm like, no, heart to heart. And he gives the best hugs. And that is so true. I never
Yeah.
thought about that. That is
Yeah. I
amazing.
was just absolutely. I think we could expand the love in our hearts so it's probably filling the room. If it's someone that you really, really love and they really love you, and then you can just send it out to all the places in the universe, especially to Ukraine and Israel, Iran, and goodness, where's the other place?
Russia. I know.
Russia. Oh,
We,
yes,
we don't like what
Russia.
they're doing, but the people don't like what they're doing either.
Yes, that's
So the
right. And the
people are
people are just
suffering.
they are, and they're just pawns in this situation. They have no control over what's happening. And so, if we send everyone love, as much love as we possibly can generate, and that would be with a big hug and a love wave, then I think we might have some good results.
Yes, and make sure that you say multi-dimension, multi-reality, multi-generational in all realms in which I exist, because we are multi-dimensional beings, which brings us to the next topic that we were going to talk about and I'm going to let you take this over, because it was your channeling from Mariah about connecting to heaven and earth and what actually happens when we do that, when we connect into the grid line.
Okay. Well, I channeled this yesterday and I also channeled it again today. And so Mariah says, hello, beautiful souls, that she's so happy to be with us today. And she's telling me that when she connected the other day, when I was connected to both heaven and earth, and I could see, the golden thread. I use a golden, like a cord, and I bring it through my head and all the way through all my chakras and in through into the ground to the crystalline cave of Mother Gaia. She said that that creates, like we're plugging something in, like when you plug in your vacuum cleaner and all of a sudden it springs to life. So Mariah told me that Mother Gaia, when we connect her ley lines and we're connected from heaven to earth and back again, it's just running up and down, that she is also connected. She is also plugged in to the other places in the universe where they need love. And Mother Gaia is so full of love. So this is really going to help us with our ascension as well. And, you know, we'll also be able to get messages more easily, not necessarily from just Mother Gaia, but we'll get messages from all over the universe, which will be really amazing. And I can hardly wait till that happens. But I'm just kind of looking at my notes. And she is so happy to be able to talk to us so clearly now. And she says she's going to tell us the most amazing things because everything is getting, ascension is getting so close right now. And she is going to talk to us and help us through it. And now that she has a direct line, she's just ready to go. And that's
Yeah,
it.
that's awesome. And
Yes.
that just made me think about us in Coos Bay laying the ley lines. Then my son invited us to Duxbury, Mass, on the ocean, and my husband and I did the ley lines there. And we're going to have a special episode on June 28th. We are going to have a "So You Were Burnt at the Steak Party." And what this basically is it's releasing your fear from being tortured because you had gifts in other lifetimes. And when that happens, it will release the fear. You will have keys that you can pass on to other people, and your gifts will come out, even if your gifts are not in, showing right now. After this ceremony, you will have some gifts come out. And we're going to do it with our group privately, but we're also going to post it onto our Sisters of the Crystal Ball. And after, we're doing a pre-recorded thing. So then after that, we'll go into the oasis together, whatever your oasis. So start thinking about what your oasis looks like. Because afterwards we're going to get together and have a party, and we'll have ascended masters there, and angels and archangels and goddesses, because Isis and Athena told us that they wanted to come. And so did Kuan Yin. Today, she's like, "Aren't I invited to the party?" I'm like, "Of course you're invited to the party. You're the dancing queen." So yes, we're going to do all that. And Pam is going to do her angelic Reiki, and she's going to ask God to come. And Casey Eileen, a friend of ours that has a YouTube called, I'm on it with her, called Energy Alchemist. She's going to do light language like she did for us at Coos Bay. And Missy, another friend of ours, is going to alchemize the energy and send healings to everyone that watches. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And we really hope that you come and be there with us.
When is it going to be?
June 28th at 11 a.m.
All
Oh,
right.
wait a minute, that's for the other group. June 28th, and then we'll post it onto the we could make it live on our YouTube if you want to, but it would have to be at a different time.
Okay, yes, that's probably true. Okay. Yeah, well, let's think about that. I think it would be interesting if it was live.
Yeah, we just have to post it, a few days early.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And then we could post it, well, we'd post it anyway, but people could watch it live if they wanted to.
yeah, and just know that during the ceremony you won't be recorded, but during the party, you can put your audio or video on if you want to, and have, a celebratory drink. Maybe we could do it that evening or something.
Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
Then
have some champagne.
yeah, then Mike and Howard could be there too,
Yeah, that would be awesome.
because that's a Saturday.
Oh, is it? Good. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. My husband thinks all this stuff is very fun. He likes it.
My husband does too. And he says he believes me, but sometimes I see that look.
Well, it's that some of the stuff we channel is just so off the charts. You're like, oh my God, did I really just say that? Because when you're
Yeah.
channeling, they're speaking through you. So,
Yeah.
whatever they're saying, you're not really in control of. So
No, and you don't know what's going to come out next
you
at
don't know
all.
what's going to come out of your mouth. And then you're like, oh my God, did I just say that? Really? And then it happens, and the people are happy.
Yeah.
So if you are a channeler and you haven't started doing readings yet and you're worried about that, don't worry about it. Because if they channel through you and they tell you that, Jesus is going to come visit you in your dreams tonight, Jesus is going to come visit you,
Yes.
so don't worry about it. They're not going to lie to you. It
No,
might,
I remember when the Arcturians told me that my father was going to come to me that night, and he did. And
yeah,
he told me I was going to have a vision, and I did, but I couldn't see it. It was so blurry, I couldn't see a thing. But I did have the vision, so it will happen. You
yeah,
can be sure.
yeah. And they also told you that you're going to be working with our grandfather, our father's father,
Hmm.
and our brother. And I'll let you tell that.
Well, they did tell me that. My dad told me that. And what was I thinking? Um, yeah,
I'm
and
gonna,
our brother was very skeptical about it and
I'm
didn't
gonna
want to hear
pause. I
what?
gotta pause. I gotta
Okay,
pause.
just a little scratchy.
So sorry about that, YouTubers. I'm having my house worked on and I needed to answer that in case there was something that they needed to finish the work, which they did.
Oh, goodness. My
Yeah.
housekeeper was just upstairs vacuuming in the room above me. I don't know if that's coming through or not, but it doesn't sound good.
No,
Anyway,
I don't hear
so
it, but I have a hearing problem. So
so do I, but I heard it loud and clear. Anyway, so we were talking about what our mission is going to be, and I don't know what I was thinking.
you were talking about Grandpa Tiernan, Dad, our brother, and you are all gonna do this mission together.
I know, and they told me what it was, and
I
I can't.
remember
You do? Well, you tell me then, because when you put me on the
you
spot
guys,
like that, I can't think.
you're gonna lay the grid lines and connect uh, Earth to the to other universes.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Sorry.
I mean, I was so excited for you. We have a friend, Gareth, that's doing stuff like that. And he does other stuff too that's really cool. But I don't know. It's just like, wow. I never imagined that you would do that. I always thought it would be, and Howard too. And I always thought that you would do something medical.
I did too, so I'm not really sure unless it's my ability to channel and know things. So I would know where the grid line should be. I have no idea why I'm vital to this mission because
Well,
that's not my area.
yeah, we just started doing the grid line. So, and plus they did we already talk about this? That threw me off a little bit. All right, let's see. Okay, so um they're telling us that we're going to transcend very soon. The first wave is going to
Mhm.
be like in the next, I don't know, I want to say week or two, but I'm
Yeah,
afraid to because whenever they give you times, it's always, you know, wrong.
Yes, at the beginning of the week, though, I got it 3 weeks was
Yeah, but
probably
that
the
was
deadline, but 3 weeks is like nebulous. I know exactly what you mean. But now a
it's
week has gone by, so it would be 2 weeks now.
right, right.
Whenever it
And
happens, though, it's going to be so exciting.
yes, it is. And we have to start thinking with 5D solutions. And they've given us a lot of tools that we don't think about as being tools.
Right?
Like,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, we
And
need
so,
to think about the love being one of our greatest tools. That is the greatest 5D tool there is the unconditional love that we carry in our hearts.
yes. So every solution has to have love in it. And that's the biggest thing is when you're in 5D, you are immersed in the love of God. You love yourself completely and unconditionally, and you love everyone else completely and unconditionally, and you don't judge, which is really, really hard. I personally
Yeah.
working on that myself. I'm working on that, and I may be working on that for a while, but I think that as humans, we've been taught the opposite of what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, it's just acceptable to judge other people and gossip about other people. And it's sort of like a sport here on the earth. And
Mm.
I don't know, I think it was about 5 years ago that I was talking to somebody and they brought me up short and they said, you really need to change your attitude. And they said I was very judgmental and, you know, thinking about people in negative ways. And so at that point, I decided I needed to change. And God came and God tells me things sometimes. And he told me that the most important thing in the world, in the universe, the ultraverse, is love. And it's how much love you're carrying. It raises your vibration. It puts you into a whole different frame of thought, a whole different head. And I changed so much. And
Yes,
I think it was a good change.
it
But I don't
was a
miss
great
that
change.
other woman at all, I have to say.
Yeah, it's sometimes strangers that can get through to us instead of
Mhm.
family because, family, we're too busy judging them.
Right.
You
There's
don't know
just
better
such
than I
tons of judging
do.
going on.
Yes, you don't know better than I do. How dare you?
I know, it's too much.
But a stranger says that to you, like, wait a minute, I need to really think about this.
Yeah, especially if it's someone you love and respect. It's like, uh-oh. Yeah, it really brought me up short. And I thought about it for a long time and I thought, wow, they're totally right. And I am that way and I need to change.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't liked gossip for a long time. And I
No.
frustrate my son because I always say it doesn't matter who's to blame. Let's find a solution that helps everybody. I know you ain't solution. Well, I just want to sit in this. I want to be mad. Go ahead, be mad. Just don't take it out on me.
Right. Yeah. Because being mad doesn't do anything for you. It just brings your vibration down and you feel unhappy and tired and, you know,
Yeah, but some stuff we have to release that way. He's right. Some stuff you just can't just, fluff off because it's going to come back. It's going to get triggered again and you're going to be mad again.
yeah, you
So it's
have to
better.
resolve it.
Yeah, it's better to look at it and see what the lesson is and see if you can't resolve it and come to a neutrality, you
Hmm.
know. I mean, think about your ex-husband, you know. I have no feeling one way or the other about my ex-husband. My divorce was brutal, your divorce was brutal. I wish him the best, but I have I'm completely neutral. It's that's how you got to be is
Yeah,
just neutral. And
it
then
really
that
is.
that trigger is gone. When you're neutral, when that trigger comes back, something that that always sets you off and it's back, and you're like, that doesn't bother me at all.
No, and isn't that a good feeling too?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know just what you mean. And I hear about what other people are doing. I just don't even think about it anymore. It's just like, okay, they're doing that. I don't care. Let them do
Yeah.
it. Unless it's something really bad. And then I might, of course, I'm going to try to change their minds. But, you know, it really doesn't have anything to do. It does have stuff. I don't know. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I'm distracted.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. If it doesn't have anything to do with you, then you need to just stay out of it and just send the situation love. Like we're, even though it gives us bad taste in our mouth to send Russia love, we're gonna send Russia love because we want that to stop. We
Oh,
want
we're
that war to
sending,
stop.
yeah, we're sending the Russian people love, and they're the ones who are suffering. It's not Putin in his palace.
Well, we have to send Putin love in order to get him to change his mind.
Right, that too, but I think the Russian people are definitely in need of our love, so we'll send it to everybody in Russia.
Yeah. Because we have to raise their vibrations, these leaders that are in the darkness, we have to raise their vibration in order for them to um come out of that. And whatever our opinion is on these people, we need to just put that on the back burner and just do it anyways because it's for the best of our good, and that's how you get out of these situations. And sometimes that's the hardest thing to do, you know is
Yeah, it really is because we weren't raised that way. It was
no.
either right or wrong. It's duality,
Yeah.
total
Yeah.
duality.
Yeah, and we're
And,
going into somewhere where duality doesn't exist and time doesn't exist, and we're multidimensional, so we can see our multidimensionality, and I can't wait.
I can't either. It's going to be so interesting. It's going to just blow our minds, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. Plus, we can be younger.
That'll be good. I'm tired of being old.
Yeah, me too.
I haven't been old. Well, I've been old for a long time,
Yeah.
actually. So it's going to be nice to be whatever age we want to be. I
Yes,
agree with you totally.
I know. And I can't wait to have all my bits and pieces that, like I get up and my knee, I feel like I'm 80 sometimes. I get up off the chair and I'm like, my knee's not going right. My hips aren't going the right way. It's like, my God.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So when you hit 60,
Totally.
things start to not work. That
Yeah,
worked the
no.
day before.
Seemed like 50s were okay, but then when I got into my 60s, that's when I started having all the problems.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
that I'm in my 70s, everything's going to be fine.
Yes. Because we're going to go into the Palladium med beds.
Yes,
And the
can
first thing
hardly
I'm going
wait.
to have to do is fix my teeth.
I think the first thing I'm going to have them do is fix my heart.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that my lungs will be healed before then, but if they're not, then I'll ask them to fix my lungs too.
absolutely. Yes. Then we can enjoy the fifth dimension.
It's so weird because I went to my heart doctor and she told me your heart's great. It's doing great. I'm like, how will my heart be doing so great when it's working so hard because my lungs aren't doing so great? But my
Yeah,
heart is actually in really good shape.
that is awesome.
Yeah, I love
That's where you
that.
get all that oxygen for your lungs.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's something too that you can do if you're working with healing energy is take extra breaths in and say into yourself that you are pulling the oxygen out of, you're putting more oxygen in your body than, you're pulling it out of the air, you're pulling it out of whatever, you're pulling it to you so that you can heal more effectively.
Hmm.
Yeah, Cindy told me that. I was like, I did that. She said, yes, you used to do that. And I'm like, oh my God, I will do that.
Definitely. Yeah. Anything that works, we want to try that. Do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I've added that to my repertoire of things that I do when I send healings.
Well, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're Reiki um on me she did Reiki on me at the hotel before I flew out. And I had this horrible pain right on my rib cage right here. And it was just excruciating. And I had this horrible pain in my back. Actually, it was in my back and it went to my side. So she pulled it out of my back and it felt like this, I don't know, slimy
Look at
thing.
snake. It
It
felt
was
just like a
slimy.
big black anaconda. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it was weird. And then
Yes, it
I
was
was
weird.
really good. I was really, really good until they screwed me up in San Francisco. And then
Oh
I was like,
yeah.
oh my God. And then I felt it just go over here. Now it's under my rib cage. I'm like, what is this thing? What is it?
Yeah, it's something else this time because we banished that to the, to the ether
Yeah.
somewhere. It's
Yeah.
gone.
So I had her do it again. And now that's gone. Thank God. 'Cause that
Thank
was
God.
horrible. That
I'm
one was
so glad.
worse. That one was
Was
worse than
it?
the one in my back. Yes.
Wow.
I mean, you would think that the one on my back was worse, but it
It
was
was
actually
bigger.
that one.
It was just exactly like a giant, long black snake. And then the one in your side was just a small thing, but it was very, very powerful. So that's also banished to the netherworld and been converted into love. So
Yeah.
that is awesome. But since we've been
Yeah.
receiving more keys and more light and everything from the universe and the gifts from God, my Reiki is much, much stronger. And I can't even touch my husband without him.
Oh, you turned his arm to stone.
I know. I turned his arm to stone and he got so cold that his body was shaking all over. And so I just gave him a lot of hugs and he was warm in about an hour. But my goodness, it was
Kind of
very
scary.
shocking. I don't think I should
Well,
touch him when I do Reiki.
I saw, yeah, that's what I told you because
Yeah,
I saw you in my, I'm clairvoyant. So I saw she has a lot of crystals in her house and she pulled the power out of those crystals into her. And then she sent it out to Howard. And when she did that, it was too much.
yeah,
So she
yeah,
healed him, but then you gave him the aftershock of too much. And that's
yeah.
why.
It's so good to have these experiences though and know what we're doing and how we need to remedy it. I'm very glad that you showed me because I knew there was too much power there.
Yeah.
And I definitely I can't really even touch him with one hand anymore when I do Reiki. I just have to look at him and he's what are you laughing about?
Well, that's 10 years ago, we would have thought we are totally nuts. And now we're like, yeah, this is our reality. This is totally our reality.
It is
I'm pulling power out of the crystals and then I put it on my husband and I'll blow his arm off.
it's just it's amazing. It's so astonishing that just one little touch and he's like
I know.
I know, but I'll have to figure a way to do it because he does have a lot of pain in his back and in his arm.
Yeah.
So, I'll have to figure out a way to give him
Yeah.
less power. I'm not trying to overpower him, but
Yeah. Well, now that you're conscious of what you're doing, maybe
yeah,
you should pull less, power out of less crystals.
I
Like
don't
have
even,
it designated crystals. Those are the crystals I'm going to pull power out of today.
right.
And have
Yeah,
everywhere in your house. Because I mean, you have a plethora. And
I
I'm
do
not
have
kidding.
quite a few crystals,
Yeah,
but
you
they're
do.
my friends.
Yes, I know.
I just have to be more choosy and less powerful when I work on Howard. And when I
Yeah.
work on anybody, I have to be very, very careful how much energy I give them. That's very
Yeah.
clear to me now. But thank
Yeah.
goodness,
Now that you
goodness
know.
it was my husband and I learned very quickly.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that that's why when we were in the hotel room, I felt it, but it didn't harm me because you didn't have the crystals there to knock
Right.
on.
Well, I'm not drawing any energy from the crystals on purpose. I think it's just coming to me and I feel it. And so
Yeah.
I need to be very, very careful.
Well, I think that when you remember your past lives and stuff, when we do transcend, because I saw you when I did that past life reading for you, I saw you at, it wasn't Stonehenge, it was a place like Stonehenge. And you were pulling the rocks out. First, you left your body and you went and talked to the air and asked the air for assistance. And you talk to the elements because I think you also talk to the magnetic pole or something. I don't know, something to do with the metals. Anyways, you talked to them, and then you brought the stone down from up there, and then you gave it to me, and I placed it. So
Wow.
yeah, so I don't. I think that you know how to request the energy from the crystals.
Oh, I don't just request it from the crystals in my house either. I request it from the air, from the sun, from everything. And so I
Yeah,
need to be very careful about what I touch, depending on how much energy I have absorbed, because it's going to come out.
yeah, yeah. No, it's true.
It's
It's
a
very, very
concern of
true.
mine, definitely.
Yeah, but you're learning,
Oh,
and
definitely. Yep,
you know, I mean,
I
everything
am.
that doesn't work, it's just a route to something that does. You know,
Right.
I'm learning all kinds of different modalities too that I'm putting into my thing. Like I got that bioresonance, sacred geometry, for your body. It's downstairs. I can't show it to you, but
Yep.
and then I put your name on a piece of paper, and I put all the angels and ascended masters I asked for assistance, and then
Yeah, I
I
saw that.
drew all the sacred geometry and on you for the things that you had. And then I took a gold marker and a white marker, and I said, may the white golden light of God come down and heal her of these, ailments with the assistance. And then I had them written down of, the angels and the ascended masters, and I named them. And I just
Hmm.
did it until my hands stopped burning. Because
Yeah.
I'll leave my hands on you until they stop burning.
Yeah.
And you said that you felt it, and I was like, yes, there's another way I can help.
Yes, for sure. I mean, it's magical.
Yeah,
And
it is.
I'm amazed by how magical it is already. I can't even imagine what it's going to be like once we all ascend.
Yeah, and when we can see what we can actually do, because
Yeah.
they told us that we'll be performing what we consider magic, but it's within our capabilities, and we'll have all the years on on Earth that we hone these skills, so we'll be at the top of our game. We won't have
Yeah.
to hone them anymore. We'll have them at the top of our game.
And it's so easy and so natural.
Yes, it
The only
is.
trouble that I'm having is knowing how much energy to actually put out once I've taken it in. And I feel really, really good, and I have all that energy in me. But I have to be very careful about how much energy I give to the other person when I place my hands on them, or even
Yeah.
point my hands in their direction, or even think about giving them energy, because thinking also transfers energy.
Yes, yes, our thoughts matter. And Jesus, Yeshua, says that to me all the time. Our thoughts matter. Our thoughts create our reality. So if
Hmm.
you're thinking 5D, you're experiencing 5D. If you're thinking 3D, you're experiencing 3D. And if you're not done getting rid of all the things that no longer serve you, then you have to experience some 3D because it's coming up. And if you're in the first wave, you got to get rid of that fear. So do it now because it's upon us.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I can't wait.
I think
Okay.
Cassie's done. I have to pay her.
Yeah, I was just going to say, let's say our goodbyes because I have to go down and help Abe with finding the stuff that he needs to
Okay,
repair my siding. We
perfect.
have, I just, he doesn't know where it is. So,
Okay. All
well,
right.
it's siding, so can't be
Yep.
that hard to find. All right.
No.
So, we love you and we appreciate you, and we noticed that we have 16 subscribers now, so we're
Wow.
very excited. Went from 7 to 16, so that's awesome. And please like, share, and subscribe, and share our video with someone you think might like it. And if you could leave a comment, that helps the algorithm to show our video to more people.
Awesome. Well, everybody, this is goodbye for now, and hopefully we'll talk to you from the other side next time.
Yeah, so let's send a big love wave and We'll see you soon.
All right. Bye.
Bye bye.